This is Infinite Transcendence.
Hello again, guys. Welcome to Infinite Transcendence. Today I want to talk about vitamin D and testosterone and the correlation between the two. Obviously, a lot of discussions about testosterone, especially girls and men, and testosterone and being manly and being alpha and your immune system and all these other benefits of testosterone and a lot of correlation between that and vitamin D3. And I wanted to talk about it and give some perspective of what it is and the correlation between it and why you should take it. Well, for one thing, people hear about vitamin D generally through like milk. A lot of people have a hard time digesting milk, but what vitamin D is not even a vitamin. It's more like a steroid growth hormone that you put in your body, and it gives you a lot of benefits. It's highly correlated with testosterone. People find that people who have a high amount of vitamin D3 often have a high amount of testosterone. People who are lacking in one tend to be lacking in the other, and they tend to be lacking in certain areas, such as their libido, their body growth, and the way their body, their drive, their growth, their mood, how irritable they are, a lot of things like that are benefits of testosterone. And that's what I'm going to delve into today, and the benefits and the correlation between the vitamin D3 and the testosterone. One benefit of testosterone and vitamin D is that it's good for your bones. You hear all the time, take your vitamin D, it's good for your bones. Well, the more testosterone you have, the more dense your bones become and the more your bones grow. You want dense, healthy, strong bones, good bone growth and good skeletal growth. You want to have a healthy amount of testosterone and a good amount of vitamin D. And you see people who are deficient in testosterone and vitamin D, they tend to have issues with their bones, with the density of their bones being too thin, or they have more brittle bones, they're more likely to have issues in that department, which is one reason why you want to have a good amount of vitamin D and testosterone. Testosterone is also good for your muscle development. When you have your muscles, when you're working out, your body has a time where it's sore and it repairs. The reason I see people take testosterone or steroids, which is illegal, but the reason they do is because it allows your muscles to repair quicker and allows you to get more effective and much heavier workout load than you would normally get. Now that comes with a lot of side effects as well when you overdo testosterone, because you're getting testosterone from an outside source. But the point remains that if you want to have good muscle development and muscle growth, you want more testosterone. You want more testosterone in your body because it supports your muscle growth. Men who are more, the same thing that makes a man attractive, especially for a man, is your muscles. And your being muscular within reach. You don't have to be overly buff bodybuilder muscular, but just a healthy muscular build is a sign of testosterone. It's a sign of being healthy and good genetics. And the same thing with your sex drive. Testosterone and vitamin D affect your sex drive. And people have low vitamin D, men and women have a lower sex drive. Men who generally have a libido loss are generally low in zinc, like I mentioned before, testosterone or vitamin D3. So if you're low in those areas, if you're low at any of those things when it comes to vitamin sex drive, check your vitamin D and your testosterone levels. And women is going to be more your vitamin D levels. I guess it could be probably more. Well, estrogen is more of an estrogen thing for women, but also it's the vitamin D. So definitely also keep those things in mind. Now, testosterone also has a lot of other benefits, especially for men. I talked about this in the. I had a discussion on Quora yet again about attractiveness. And one of the things we talked about were like attractive traits in men. But the things that make men attractive is high testosterone. But a lot of it's in birth. Like testosterone does a lot for you after birth, but a lot of things you have come from your genetics and your testosterone. It makes your skin glow, glowing skin. People say your skin is shiny a lot and glows, high testosterone. Chiseled muscular face, high cheekbone, your wide facial features is a sign of high testosterone. It's a masculine thing. Men have wide face, have that wide hunter looking face, with the hunter brow is more masculine looking. You see a lot of Hollywood actors and guys who are considered very good looking, have big wide heads, high testosterone. That's another trait of it. Your glowing skin, your chiseled face, the strong facial features. Another sign of testosterone is your ring finger. Is your ring finger longer than the index finger? Mine's almost as long as my middle finger. Another sign of high testosterone. I get a lot of comments about my skin being like shiny as well. I get that a lot, especially when my skin like really shiny looking. But that's all testosterone. Muscle growth, your shoulder width, all that, your muscle stature. A lot of those things you can't change after you're born, but it still plays a part in it. Deep voice, your skin darker, tall, dark, and handsome. You have to be chocolate, like burnt dark. But even with white guys, there's a lot of white guys some guys have dark, like healthy looking skin, and some have like really pale skin. Your dark skin is a sign of testosterone. Where you get your vitamin D and your testosterone? The sun. The sun is the most natural source of your vitamin D and your testosterone. So make sure you're getting your testosterone, your vitamin D from the sun. That's your number one way to get it. You can also get it from supplements. But there's a lot of things that testosterone affects. Of course, like I said, your libido, your sex drive, penis growth, body hair. I have a hairy body myself. People say, a lot of black people don't have hairy bodies. I have a hairy body. I have hairy legs, hairy arms. I'm not like a carpet, but I have a lot of hair myself. So yeah, that's another sign of testosterone. And I think, yeah, black people, the darker skin, like black people have more testosterone on average than definitely white people, I'm sure. And black women do as well. They have most testosterone, and that may affect the attractiveness that is seen between different races as well. Because if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong, I think Asians generally probably have a lower amount, because Asians are a lot more androgynous looking. If you look at black people, you tend to notice they have like a much stronger build, like a much thicker build, like a more muscular build, definitely have darker skin. And that's also because, people who are black, a long time ago, over time, they're in the sun a lot. They have more melanin in their skin, they have more testosterone. So you have a higher testosterone level, and when you're having kids, you have the genetic traits of high testosterone, you're more likely to leave that behind in your offspring. So that all those things affect each other. But yeah, you want to make sure you're getting your testosterone and your vitamin D3 all the time, because it gives you a certain amount, because a lot of people are deficient in it because they're indoors a lot. They're not getting enough, they're not taking care of themselves, getting enough sunlight. They're not getting enough adequate amount of vitamin D, which if you do want to take vitamin D, get vitamin D3. That's the best one to take. So always keep that in mind. Definitely get your testosterone going, and your testosterone levels and your vitamin D levels balanced. Now for chicks or women, you're going to want you just take vitamin D3 and get out in the sun. You need some sunlight. You don't have to be a testosterone monster or anything like that, but you'll notice that a lot of athletes, a lot of the natural athletes have a good-looking build, good facial structure, high testosterone. That's another thing you'll notice. So get your testosterone and get your vitamin D. Do you find yourself cranky or in a bad mood or irritable? That could also be a lack. It also could be instability caused by a lack of testosterone as well for either person. Now, on the same token, if you have an excess of testosterone, you might find yourself more angry as well. That can also happen, or just more irritable. You've had certain bursts. But if you're low, if your mood is constantly low, if you're constantly irritable or feeling bad or feeling down or depressed, you see a lot of guys are constantly depressed, they're constantly moody, they feel bad all the time. One of those reasons could be a bad low testosterone count, probably bad diet, not getting enough vitamins, not out in the sun. That's why you're supposed to get out in the sun and exercise and take care of yourself and eat healthy, because it affects your mood. Don't always tell you that. Here's a medical scientific reason why. So definitely do that. Now, definitely testosterone is good for your libido, your body, your hair, your muscles, your bone structure, and your mood. And for men, you get a lot of other benefits that make you more attractive. So definitely keep your testosterone. And also you should be taking your vitamins and minerals anyways, but get your testosterone and vitamin D. Get out in the sun, for a short amount of time a day. You don't have to cook yourself, but make sure you're getting out in the sun. And that's it for today. Now, do you have anything that I might have missed? I try to keep it simple and brief about the testosterone. I mean, I go on and on about a lot of medical benefits of it. I was trying to give you some big, basic, general things that help you out when it comes to testosterone and vitamin D. Now, is there anything that you might want to add, or anything that you might want me to cover? Are there any other topics you want me to talk about? Definitely let me know. As I always say, always subscribe, because it's good. It definitely helps me out a lot. Gets a message out there. So share it with your friends and family, and also check the links below in the description box for the social media. I'm all over the place. Instagram, I just made an Instagram account. Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, Google+, YouTube, of course. On and on. I have my join the community on a Patreon page, patreon.com, infinite_transcendence. And like I always say, like and subscribe and transcend infinitely.
Keep watching and listening. See you next time and transcend infinitely.